Hi, this is Erin Kate Spellman. I'm doing the 4 interview questions for Task 2.9 of the CareerFoundry course. And take it a little bit easy on me because I just got COVID. So the 4 questions, we'll start with number 1. What questions do you need answered before you start designing an experience? So before I start designing an experience, the very first questions that I need answered are, what are the frustrations or pain points and desires or motivations of my users? So that's the foundation of the beginning of my design, is putting myself into the shoes of the potential users and finding out what makes them tick and what they desire, what frustrates them, what motivates them, and just really walking in their shoes and getting those questions answered of what kind of an app can I make for them, alongside taking into account what my users need. I also need to take in the business goals. So talking with the stakeholders, talking with the investors, talking with the product design team, and finding out what are our goals on the business end, and then finding that happy medium. So I need both questions answered as to what are my business goals and what are the users' goals. And that is question 1's answer. Number 2, did you design your flows with different starting points? In other words, not just onboarding, sign up, forgot password, etc. I designed the majority of my flows with either onboarding or signing in. And the reason that I did that for this project is that this is the beginning of my creation for my app. This is the first capstone project that I'm creating for my portfolio. And so I just wanted to keep it very simple and basic and start every one of my personas at the onboarding sign up phase, so that as I begin to build my user flows, I'm always going back to the foundation. Number 3, can you describe a time when the requirements changed in the middle of a project and how you handled that? So I actually helped to co-found Collab in Color, which is a influencer PR management company. And when we first began, we were doing influencer education, so educating influencers on how to pitch to brands and how to kind of price themselves and price their posts on social media. But as we worked on the project and as I developed the brand, what we saw was that there was a greater need for brands to reach out to influencers, like that was a gap, as opposed to influencers reaching out to brands. So I totally turned the brand on its head, and instead of doing PR for influencers, we began to do PR for brands, helping them run their campaigns by seeking influencers for the brands rather than helping influencers seek out brands for their own personal brands. And we pivoted with it, we went right with it, and it actually became very lucrative to make that change. Number 4, what are the design tools in your tool belt, and in what situations do you use one tool or method over another? Do you sketch with paper and pen, and will you be ready to prototype something in Sketch and Vision? So I like to use my iPad, actually, save the trees. So I know that a lot of people in this course seem to be using paper and pen, but I just kind of skipped that step and I started with the iPad and I use a stylus. I have been doing some illustration actually with paper and pen lately, because as I look at UI design, I do want to build on that. But as far as wireframing and user flows and such go, I do like using my iPad and I like using a stylus. For this project in particular, I had used Google Draw. I use Canva a lot. I think Canva is a very understated, not talked about software to use or program to use with UX design. And then I also rely heavily on Adobe products, so Adobe Suite products such as XD and Lightroom and Photoshop. And then I have been dabbling in Figma. So I am very much ready to move into Sketch and Envision for my prototype, as I find that these different programs are very intuitive with one another, and keys do similar things. And I think that it's good to be well-rounded as a designer, but I'm also looking forward to moving into focusing mainly on the tools that are used in the business. So those are my 4 answers for my interview questions. I appreciate you guys for watching this and hope I get better soon. So have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.